the reports on your computer?
I don't see them.
They're on your computer.
Nina, don't jerk me around.
I think what she means is that the grades might actually be in the computer. Yes, Mom, I know. 3 for $1 is a great price for Crenshaw melons. But, you know, I got this beeper for emergencies. Yeah, I know they're going to go fast. I'll just have to risk it.
How am I going to get my grades out of this?
They're not on the disk?
The disc?
Oh, my God. You know, in 3 years, I have never seen you use your computer. It's your dirty little secret, isn't it? You're a physics professor who's computer illiterate.
I am not.
Oh, fine, fine. But if you ever need my help, I, an anthropology professor, will teach you, a physics professor, how to open a file with your mouse.
Computer, activate now. Oh. Silly me, it's Japanese.
Hello, may I help you?
Yes, I am quite livid. I purchased this computer here 2 weeks ago, and I can't do anything with it. It's broken.
We haven't sold this machine here for 6 years.
Fine, fine. I'll just take store credit then.
This is stamped property of Pendleton University.
You have sold me stolen goods? How dare you!
You did not buy this computer here. You are lying. You are a liar.
I thought the customer was always right. It's so little. I could just sit down and rest it right here on my thigh shelf.
Now, all you do to clear the screen...
Oh, that much I know. I have something similar to this at home. Figure modem file. Where's the modem file?
Go to your control panel.
My what?
Your control panel on your desktop.
Where?
No, on your computer's desktop.
That's not a desktop. This is a desktop. That's a screen.
No, quit this.
Quit.
No, hit Command Q.
Command.
No, that's control. Hit Command. No, Command. No. There.
What's up guys, today we're going to look at the 3 different components of a computer. Now there are more components than this when you break it all down, but these are the 3 main ones. You have the hardware, which is basically the silicone chips and everything that's physically inside your computer. You have the operating system, which is basically the middle layer that talks to the applications and the computer in order that there's some communication going there. And you have the applications themselves, which is basically how you interact with a computer. So when you have these 3 things, you have something that looks more like a 3-layer cake. You have the base, which is the hardware. You have the filling, the middle layer, which is the operating system. And then you have the top, or the icing, which is the applications. So you see the applications, or the icing. But inside the computer is the hardware. And what keeps it all together is the operating system. Now, because it is a 3-layer approach, when you think of the base, the middle, and the top, everything is reliant on each other. So you can only have certain operating systems running on certain hardware. And similarly, you can only have certain applications running on certain operating systems. So when you think of which computer is right for you, the first thing that you think of is what you're actually going to be doing on the computer. So if you need certain applications, okay, let's say I want to use iMovie on the Mac. That means I need to use the Mac operating systems. And because I need to use the Mac operating system, that means I need to use the Mac hardware. So you can see you can always run this backwards. If you want to use something like a programming language or Visual Basic, let's say, that only runs on Windows. So you would need some Windows hardware, which is a lot more varied than Mac, and you would need to use Windows operating system. Now, let's just quickly break it down, and I'll go over this in more detail in another video. In the hardware sector, you would have a computer's motherboard, you'd have its RAM, its hard drive, processor, power supply, among other small things. In the operating system, you would basically just have the operating system. And with applications, those are the programs or applications that you use in your day-to-day life. So you could have things such as Twitter to your web browser, Google Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, Safari. You could have your messaging, such as your MSN and things like that, your Yahoo, your AIM. You could have your movie applications, your Microsoft Word, Office, etc. All the things that you use in your day-to-day life, those are the applications themselves. Alright guys, with all that said, I just want to elaborate one point, and the reason why we need operating systems is because hardware itself only talks in binary, whereas the applications, that kind of gets the input from the user, so the clicks and everything that you do. The operating system translates what the user does to the hardware, and then the hardware responds, and then we get that feedback on our screen. So that's what the operating system is for. If we didn't have an operating system, each application would need to know your hardware and everything along terms and convert the signal, get it back, etc. So each application, instead of being the size that it would be substantially bigger and it would be harder to cater to people. Operating systems allows the application developers to have kind of like a clean slate on which to write their application on. If they didn't know what hardware and which operating system you would have, they would have to custom fit their application for each system. So that's the reason why we do have operating systems. I'll go into what hardware is and each little component of hardware in a later video. But this video is just to let you guys know that there are three main sections: the hardware, the operating system, and the application themselves. Alright guys, hope you learned something, and you'll hear from me later. See ya.